guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Kim with Creative Crafticality, and today I will be working in my design team package from Chic. If you have never seen her videos or her collections, I'll have a link down below for her channel as well as her Etsy shop. This month is called Home Sweet Home. I believe this one is actually sold out. She might have some of the journals or the other way around, but check it out anyway. This will just give you inspiration if you're not able to pick one up, but I do know she has the February collection available, and that one was really awesome. So again, this is called Home Sweet Home. This is just a portion, like not just a few of the items that came in the kit. It comes with a whole giant ephemera pack and then a blank journal that has a decorated cover, and this one's super cute with the chickens. It's kind of a farm theme, down on the farm, you know, it's really cool. And then she has several different tea-stained papers, vintage canning labels, which are really cool. There's a little bag in there, different kinds of papers throughout. So it comes like this, and then it has a big ephemera pack to decorate it, and then she always sends this really nice letter. I think she needs to put all of these into a little book, a devotional, because she is a wonderful writer, and there's always just a really nice message in here. So I love it. So what I wanted to do today was just make a simple tag that you can use in your journal or a scrapbook or a traveler's notebook. And it is a layered pocket tag. So I just pulled this tag that was in the collection. I pulled some of the papers. There's this one with the canning jars and the vegetables, and then this one has farm animals and a plaid on one side. And then some items to stick in the pockets. So I have a claim check, this really cool vintage playing card with the chickens, and then a price tag there. And then I have this punch from the paper that's a canning jar. And then I also pulled out the little baggie of fibers and things to use at the top. And I have some distress ink. This is fired brick and my distress tool here, so I was going to use that. And with a layered tag, this is really easy. You just need, I'm going to make like 3 little pockets, and you kind of do them at different angles going up the tag. And then you stick in your items and decorate them. You can take it to the sewing machine if you want. That's probably what I will do later on. For now, I'm just going to use some glue and glue my pieces together. But what you want to do is decide what paper you want your 3 layers to go. I'm thinking I'll do 1 layer with this side and then another layer with this, and I also have a doily here I might use too, so that might be my 3rd layer. But let's just start going here. To start off, what I did was just measured that size of the tag. It was 3 inches, so I cut off 3-inch strip of the papers that I wanted to use. I started with the plaid one here. And then I wanted to angle each of the pockets so that it just, you know, by tearing them. And so I started by tearing this one on the right side and kind of angling it down to the left. And this would be the first pocket down at the bottom of the paper, or of the tag. Then for my second little pocket there, I took the vegetable paper, cut the 3 inches, and then for these I'm going to tear it from the other direction at an angle going the opposite way. So you just want to line it up at the bottom there, make sure that the bottom of that second pocket is underneath the first initial pocket at the bottom, and then tear it going the opposite direction. You could also cut this with scissors or whatever, but I wanted that extra texture of the tearing. And then I'm going to use that piece there. I think I ended up cutting another piece of the same paper because I ripped it going the wrong direction at the top. So I'm just trying to decide if that's what I want as far as the layered pockets. I wasn't quite sure in the order that I wanted them to lay. So I ripped this going that direction, but then figured out later that I went the same way. So now I wanted it to be opposite. So I'm trying to figure out how to fix it without cutting another piece of paper, but it wasn't working. So I ended up just cutting another piece of paper. Yeah, took me a while to figure that out. So I have this other piece and I'm just going to cut it or tear it from the right side to the left, opposite of the other one. And then just trimming down the amount I need to slide underneath that second pocket, because I didn't need that whole length. I also wanted to add a piece of the doily down at the bottom to kind of make a fourth little pocket. So I'm just lining it up at the bottom to see how far in on the doily I wanted to go. And then now I'm going to use my distress ink and distress around all of the edges. I did that on every piece. I just like the way the distress ink or any kind of ink distressing the edges. I just love the way that looks. And especially if you're using this in a vintage junk journal, that always just adds to that vintage look. I'm grabbing my scissors here at the moment, and I'm going to cut a section off of that doily to go down in the corner. And then just distress the edges of that as well. I did that along the little canning jar die cut. And I wasn't sure if I was going to use that as like a little embellishment on the doily part, but then I decided that I would just use that as a little tuck in, or like a little tag to tuck inside one of the pockets. So now what you want to do when you have it all laid out the way you want, just go through and start with your top pocket and put glue on 3 of the edges, the sides and the bottom, and just start gluing down all of your pockets. I'm just using tacky glue because that's my glue of choice. It doesn't dry like right away like some, I do use the art glitter glue sometimes, and that's a quick drying glue. This one, the tacky glue, it takes a little bit longer to dry, so it has more give if you want to play around with your layering and moving the pockets up and down. So that's what I'm doing here. If I'd used the art glitter glue, it would have dried like pretty much in a few seconds after gluing your paper down, then you can't move it. But that's what I like about the tacky glue, and then it sticks really well after it's dried. It's a strong glue for paper crafting. And after gluing all your pieces down, at this point, if you wanted to take it to the sewing machine and just add a little more texture with stitching, let it dry before you take it to the sewing machine so you don't get the glue stuck in your needle and all that. I think I will go ahead and stitch a little bit later, but for now I'm just using my glue. And then just go through and start sticking all your little goodies inside the pockets and decide which ones you want to put them in. And you can add your yarn and your ribbons and whatever in all the little tags. So I do that with all the pieces here. I love this little goodie bag of yarns and trims and things that Lynette always includes, and they always coordinate really well, and she always finds like really fun, like the eyelash trim and the chenille yarn. I love that stuff. And just combining 1 or 2 or 3 of these into a tag just adds a lot of texture, and it brings together all the colors of the papers and all of that. So I just took 3 of the pieces and did a double knot on the top through the tag, and then just used my scissors and cut them down to the length that I wanted. The eyelash trim is always just a little bit finicky when you go to tie a knot, and just a little bit hard to pull all the pieces of it through into the knot. So there's that tag. And then I added some into that claim check. And also into the sales tag. The sales tag I just used one piece since the hole was so tiny. Then for the claim check, I used the yellow and the red. Instead of tying a double knot, I pulled through a loop of both of them and then pulled the two ends through that loop. I don't know what they call that, but yeah, just did a loop through or whatever you call it. I don't know. I wanted more of the vintage playing card to show with the chicken on it, so I was trying to figure out where to stick him so that you could see him. And then on the little mason jar, I used some more of the yarn to tie a bow around it. And I think I have some yellow and a little bit, yeah, yellow twine and the red. As I'm finishing up with this mason jar and tying up the little bow around it, just wanted to say thank you for watching my video. Give me a thumbs up if you like it, leave me a comment, and subscribe. Go ahead and check out the link down below for Cheaply Chic, and I will see you again next time. This is Kim with Creative Crafticality. Bye. God bless.